owning your growth. It gives you the opportunity to grow, not just in ways that the person you report to, your team members, other people like that are telling you to do. It's actually giving you the opportunity to grow in ways that you want to.
I've been with Red Pepper for 9 years, and we have always had a consistent commitment to learning the soft skills around emotional intelligence. So this past year, I was so excited when we invested in Dare to Lead training, which is part of Brene Brown's research that she has done over the past several years, and she has a book with the same title. And what that's allowed us to do this year is, as a whole company, move through some of the components of how to be better leaders in our own individual spheres and with each other. Personally, Brene Brown's first book, Daring Greatly, really changed my life, and that is kind of a cheesy thing to say, but it just gave me a better understanding for things that are really pervasive in our culture, like perfectionism and some of these things that I didn't even know I was carrying with me.
One of the best things that's come out of Dare to Lead for me was the idea of how you build or erode trust with every interaction that you have with your team. Something that I've kept in the back of my head as I've been working. Am I using this opportunity to build that trust, or am I eroding it somehow by not following through on what I've said?
The Courage Collective is a diversity, equity, and inclusion consulting and training business. Started it last year, and I think like a lot of folks, the murder of George Floyd was both a devastating and galvanizing event for me. Found myself in this place of thinking, how can I create meaningful impact and change? And so I started the Courage Collective in order to do that. So Red Pepper was our first client. We worked with them, we started in September of 2020. And so we facilitated a 4-part learning series. And since then, we've done quarterly sessions ever since. Engagement has been really meaningful. So rethinking how we can create safe spaces, intentional workplaces for employees at Red Pepper. Also thinking about reimagining things like the hiring process or the ways in which we evaluate performance, practical things that are all specific to the work experience. So it's been fun to partner with Red Pepper and explore some of those ideas.
So this fellowship program, aimed at creating access for underrepresented groups in marketing, is just our attempt at trying to make this space more equitable, hopefully also more inclusive and primarily more diverse. I think the sense of community in the fellowship is going to be what's most important. We're taking a lot of people that have come from a lot of different backgrounds. They have a lot of different stories. They all have different from somewheres, and bringing those together and being able to support them through this journey in these uncomfortable spaces, in spaces where they're going to be underrepresented, I think is one of the main goals of the fellowship. So there I was, finding myself being a fellow at Red Pepper.
One way that Red Pepper really allows us to own our growth is by giving us the freedom and flexibility to use our vacation time when it fits best for us and our lifestyle. So what really enables all of us to have that unlimited paid time off is the fact that we all trust each other, there's autonomy, and your teammates have your back. So that just allows us to have that time off and to truly be off. So I scheduled a staycation for myself to just take advantage of the things that I really enjoy doing here in Nashville and have an opportunity to do that on a weekday instead of on a weekend when it might be a little bit busier. I feel like it really helps me to come back and see my job from a new point of view.
So what is a flexible workspace anyway? Is it a 9 to 5 being right here every day? No, it's being flexible. It's being able to work where you need to work, when you need to work. It's being trusted to do what you need to do, wherever you need to do it. So in the 13 years I've been here, my family's grown. I live now outside of Nashville, so I have to do that commute thing. So having a flexible schedule is super important. And with all the things going on in family life, it's nice to be able to flex over here, over there, soccer practice, school. Oh, you got a picnic at the school? All right, let's do it. And so if that is the case, you would probably want to work here because we can work that right into our this, and it works out perfect.
We meet weekly or every other week with each of our direct reports to kind of check in with them, see what kinds of challenges they may be having, things that they're interested in talking about. So every quarter there's a new thing that you're kind of talking through, whether it's what would you like to add to your skill set, what would you like to learn how to do, what kind of new opportunities would you like to take on. It's also just really nice to tell somebody that congratulations, you can, add a senior, take off a junior, whatever the promotion might be.
Red Bits are a great opportunity because one of the fastest ways to learn is to teach. It's a chance to teach the whole company something that you're passionate about, something that you yourself want to learn and grow more in. And it's an exciting way, also a scary way to publicly speak in front of your entire company. Red Bits are really a way that we own our growth at Red Pepper.
I think the internship program to me was a good way to get in the door in a place that I had no experience in. I had no idea what advertising was like outside of school. The value of an internship program for agencies is allowing people to come in and teach us stuff as well as us teaching them. So it's beneficial for everybody involved. Being an intern mentor is great because one, you get to see new things that people are doing that you might not have seen otherwise because you're out of school for so long. And you also just get to have that leadership opportunity to take someone under your wing and teach them things that will really propel them for their next journey.
There's a pretty exciting perk at Red Pepper when you have put in 15 years. I'm lucky enough to have been able to experience that, and it is a 4-week paid sabbatical where you get to take off, unplug, and go do pretty much anything you want. The only requirement is that you have to spend the stipend that comes with the paid time off on something that you've never done before, something to advance your growth.
I boomeranged twice. Left Red Pepper at around 2015 to pursue some other things out in Colorado, working in the product space. When I left before, I was trying to get immersed in one problem and a solution space, and then coming back, I craved that same diversity of problems that you typically have in agencies. So even coming back into Red Pepper, I still feel like I've been here even the time that I was away. So yeah, things have changed, but I still feel like I'm coming back home to the same creative community that I was in before. It's not just the space that creates the community called Red Pepper, it's a community that keeps growing and thriving outside of Red Pepper. Oh really? You really like me?
Love yourself, love your team, and don't forget to grow forth!